right. Welcome and good morning. Good morning. It's News with Nathan, but also today it's Tuesday. So when it's Tuesday, I like to do a Tech Tuesday. And if you didn't know that by now, maybe you should get subscribed over to our YouTube channel over at Fearless Millionaire. You can just go to YouTube and type in Fearless Millionaire and it will come right up. Good morning. Hope you slept well. And hope you're getting ready for a great day and also a great week. I have some unique information I want to share with you. Something that I've probably echoed many times throughout the past few years. By the way, if you're just waking up or you've been up for a few hours, just put a hello in the comments. I'd like to say hello to you and good morning. Hope you're maybe grabbing your coffee or your granola bars, or I don't know. What's your favorite food item to eat in the morning when you wake up, other than chocolate? Just curious. Uh, so the wanted to share with you some really interesting news that's coming out, and it's interesting where it's coming from as well. And I'm also, because it's Tech Tuesday, I'm going to share with you a software service, a SaaS, software as a service. I'm going to share something with you that kind of gives a good example of what's happening and what's coming in the future. Title of today's show is, will there be a need for real estate lawyers? Is this the end of real estate lawyers as we know it? Well, nah, of course not. Not right away, not tomorrow, right? But it might be over some time. But I do want to share with you some news that has come out, and actually from a company, from again another SaaS company that is now making some headlines and breaking through some barriers. I've been paying close attention to some of the where's my thing? Oh, okay. I've been paying close attention to actually some of the industry companies that have been coming out, these SaaS companies that have been coming out to actually disrupt lawyers and how things are done. I don't know if you knew this, but there is a computer called Watson. I believe it's created by IBM. If I stand corrected, I believe it's by IBM. And it's called Watson. And what Watson does, and what they've been testing, first they tested it out on chess players, okay? They started testing out if Watson could beat a human playing chess. It's been done. Then they started using Watson in answering simple health questions. Like, so, if you had a question about, hey, I have a fever, I have the common cold, whatever it is, then you could ask maybe a platform, a service provider, maybe Doctor on Demand, and I'm not saying they use this service, but I'm just saying you could ask, e-health services, and it would give you an answer, basically a decent response that would be more of a general question, not something that a specialist would answer. So this is being tested. This is being used already. This is not new. And also a lot of companies who have help desks, you've probably seen this when you go to a website and you see the little, chat bot on the bottom. And when you're typing in the information and it's kind of giving you pre-suggested answers, or if you're having a conversation with a chat bot and it's actually responding to the questions that you are asking before it even interacts with a real human. This is the kind of AI, artificial intelligence software that's out there and that's coming out. And I've been waiting probably for the past 5 or 6 years. I remember I went to the Note Expo back in Texas, I don't know, over 5 years ago. And there was a gentleman there who was talking about AI and real estate, especially on the legal side and also the transactional part. And I totally agree. I think it needs to be there. There's some simple questions that a lot of people have over and over again that you keep answering. I know for myself, I answer sometimes the same question over and over again. And just recently, in the past 1 year, I've actually started creating videos to answer those same repetitive questions, because if I'm working with a bunch of clients, they're pretty much going to ask the same question. So what we do is record the video, And then we host it in our members area where someone can get access and answer those questions pretty quickly. This is also known as a knowledge base. So I want to tell you about a knowledge base that's coming out here right now. So let me just change the screen here and show you one of the knowledge bases that's been happening through this SaaS company called Orbital Witness. By the way, you can learn about this and many other tech tools that have come out. All our Tech Tuesdays are right on our Fearless Millionaire channel right over on YouTube. So you can just jump over to YouTube and type in Fearless Millionaire, subscribe to our channel, and you'll get notified on our Tech Tuesdays and many other content that's available. Free training for real estate investors and finance tips. So right here, Orbital Witness, basically headline is saying more insight and less time for property lawyers. Orbital Witness helps real estate lawyers to get on with the job or providing useful, clear advice in property transactions. So when this company had announced some of the progressive moves they're making, they're actually based out of London, but when they talked about some of the progressive moves they're making in the United States, I was caught my attention. I said, aha, here we go. This is great. Now, this is an assisted tool for lawyers, property lawyers. This isn't something that the average investor would use to go pull this information. This is actually a back-end software piece for real estate lawyers to gather information. Here's what really caught my eye. When I was reading and researching on this information, you see the trusted buy is coming up. Watch this. Now, some of these companies you may not recognize because they are from the UK. However, when I found out that Stewart Title right there, you see that Stewart Title on the lower right? When Stewart Title was using their platform, now I've closed hundreds, probably over 100 deals with Stewart Title in the past few years in all different states, okay? And I love Stewart Title. One of the things I love is they get the stuff done quickly. I didn't know, and this could be it. I have a phone call to make later on today to my good friend, one of my good friends over at Stewart Title, to ask them if they have been using Orbital Witness, because I thought it was customer service. I thought it was, listen, to all my real estate clients, if they ask me, hey, do you have a recommended title company in that particular state or market? I say, look for a Stewart Title or Chicago Title. If you can find a Stewart Title, they're really good, they're fast, blah, blah, blah. And I give all the reasons why, all the benefits. Did I just discover Stewart Title's secret weapon? That's what I'm thinking, because I was wondering, I'm like, wow, these guys they must be trained really well. They must have great tools. Maybe they're using CoreLogic, whatever. Maybe it's this. Maybe it's a little bit more than that. Maybe it is Orbital Witness that I didn't know about. It's not a conversation I typically have, but I've always commended my friend and also representatives that I know, agents that work at Stewart Title. I've always commended them and say, hey, thank you so much. I send them Amazon gift cards after the closing's done, and they thank me in return. So it's always great. I love doing work with Stewart Title. So, as well as Chicago Title as well, and a bunch of others, but Stewart Title really stands out. Some of the key benefits, all right? Some of the key benefits for lawyers. Now, keep in mind, this is for lawyers, but this is also great if you're working with a title company. Maybe you want to find out if they're using these kinds of services. It can really help speed up the process, right? Or if you know they're using it, it will definitely help make you a better real estate investor, real estate wholesaler, whatever strategy of business you're doing. Also, key benefits, get ahead. Don't waste time. Don't waste time waiting for information to come to you. With Orbital Witness, you can explore live data about property in real time. That's powerful. Save time. Orbital Witness combines and analyzes data from multiple websites and servers, saving you precious hours. Immediate understanding our intuitive data visualization built with lawyers in mind makes it easy to piece together and contextualize the most complex properties, sites, and large portfolios. Make your advice stand out. Create a clear site plan, download and share reports in minutes that will help communicate issues quickly and effectively. Okay, and then they have a blog and some case studies about some properties that they were working on. So again, some of those are probably from the UK, but also they are getting featured in a lot of different places, and it's coming into the United States. Okay, again, they are a SaaS company, and there are other companies out there like this that are providing this kind of information. Now, I want to share something since it's Tech Tuesday. I've mentioned this before. I talk about this to my real estate investing clients, and I tell them that they should have a real estate lawyer on their team. It's really important. I don't care if you're doing multiple states, then you need multiple lawyers. It's important to be protected and know what you're doing in each state that you're doing business in. Otherwise, you could get caught. And I don't mean caught in a bad way, but you get caught in a mess. You really don't want to get caught in a mess. You want to make sure that what you're doing is in proper order. After all, you are doing contracts. I mean, think about it, right? You're doing legal contracts for real property, for real estate. So you want to make sure that everything's buttoned up nicely. And the good thing is, real estate lawyers are there to protect your interests. They're there for you. They work on your behalf. Most people think that lawyers have to be paid with a retainer. That's not true. Real estate lawyers, that's not the case. Okay. Now, if you're into litigation, or you're going through a legal process of litigation, or maybe you're going to civil court, something like that, yes, real estate lawyers would want a retainer. Okay. However, when you're doing working with real estate lawyers, typically what happens is they get paid at the close of the transaction. Okay. So if they're reviewing a contract for you, they're going to get paid at the end of reviewing that contract. If you're going to a closing, they're going to get paid out of closing. Okay. Does that make sense? So don't hesitate to build those relationships. It's really important. I know it can seem intimidating a lot of times because people are like, oh, it's a real estate lawyer, a lot of money. They cost a lot of money, right? So sometimes people's positions of authority or positions of expertise can kind of freak a lot of people out, but don't let it. They're humans. Everybody's a human here. We all make mistakes. So the reality is, excuse me, the reality is they're there to help you and protect you in business. That's the most important part. Okay. Now, the next thing I want to show you in regards to Tech Tuesdays we've been talking about is another SaaS that has a growing consumer base, growing customer base, one of the top ones right here, and that is Rocket Lawyer. Now, I've personally been a customer of Rocket Lawyer. I like their service. They've done a good job, but basically it's a DIY mixed with legal advice if you need it. Okay, so the way they work is they provide legal help anytime you need it. You can instantly get the documents that you need, or if you need specific questions answered. Now, the good thing is these are real lawyers in specific niches. For example, if you're working on starting a business, okay, this is going to take me through a wizard and fill out this and fill out that. So I don't want to get in too deep of that, but you can see there's different things you can do here. Buy or sell a home. If you want to get a divorce today, you could do that. You can lend money through here. There's different things. Their primary process, or I would say number one bought product, is people who set up companies, entity structuring, entity startups. Okay, that's pretty much what people use them for. Okay, but when you talk about documents at your, I love how they say it, documents at your fingertips. That's literally what I was going to say. Here are some of the things that they can do if you're buying or selling a service. Maybe, like I said, you want to be a tenant, or maybe you have a tenant, like you want to rent out a property. You're starting a business. Maybe you want to get married, go through that. Maybe you want to protect your idea, swear a statement, all that kind of stuff. They have literally almost everything. In regards to real estate, eviction notices, quit claim deeds, and a whole bunch more. We can go into that on the real estate side. The good thing is they have all these documents, as you can see here, right? Quit claim deed. They got all these documents, right? For landlords. They got a lot of good Q&A. Here's the powerful part about using something like Rocket Lawyer is that I just saw this Trustpilot, and my friend and I, we have a running joke. Oh man, if they're on Trustpilot, it's got to be good. Right? Oh, they have Trustpilot. So, but no, they're really stand-up company. They just recently started doing what's called, it's a beta, but Rocket Sign, where you can now sign documents. They have a mobile app, and you can actually fill out a contract right on your phone or your tablet. And you can also sign documents now through Rocket Lawyer, which is a nice added feature as well if you do not have software already in place. It's basically for one-off contracts. If you're thinking about signing multiple contracts on a daily basis, I don't recommend Rocket Lawyer. But if you're doing a contract every once in a while, this is a good tool to use. They also have Ask a Lawyer service, which is really nice. Finance and real estate, landlords, homeownership, taxes. Now, here's the thing. I personally don't use this service for asking questions, okay? And I'm gonna tell you why. Not saying it's not an option. The only reason I don't is because I actually build and believe to build strong relationships with your attorneys, okay? Build strong relationships with your attorneys. You should be able to ask them questions. They literally should be a text message away from you. Like, it should be that kind of a relationship. I have no problem picking up the phone, texting one of my attorneys a question, or hey, how's it going? Happy Wednesday, whatever it is. And I get a reply back. As a friend and a client, if you're not on that type of relationship, or maybe you're just starting out, I would encourage you to work towards that. In the interim, you can use things like this. Ask a question, whether it's about starting a business, taxes, marriage, landlords, right? Home ownership, that kind of stuff. And the good thing is they have a high turnaround time, right? Their speed of turnaround is like less than 24 hours. I've tested this because I like to, if I'm going to recommend something, I like to at least try it out before I recommend it. So I have tested this, and I've seen the responses are sometimes they're 8 hours, sometimes they're 2 hours, sometimes they are 24 hours. But the good thing is you can get a response back pretty quickly from a real lawyer. Now, in the future, there's been talks about companies like this, like Rocket Lawyer, and there's other SaaS companies out there that are providing Q&A, right, type software where you're not actually talking to a real lawyer, okay, a real human, okay? You're basically tapping into a database of a computer, and it will intelligently pull that answer for you and deliver that answer correctly, even based on that state. That's powerful stuff, right? Even based on that state. These will be very general questions. They're doing a lot of testing right now, but in the near future, I don't see that taking much longer, probably in the next 5 to 10 years, where computers like Watson, AI computers, will be able to answer very general questions. Then on serious matters, maybe more detailed stuff, yes, a lawyer would be able to step in there and take it over, right? So I definitely see that happening. I call this the Uberization of real estate attorneys, right? The attorney, process, the not litigation process, the Uberization of a real estate transactional process if you're working with an attorney, or even a title company, right? Even with a title company, I truly believe that these type of softwares and systems are going to be implemented. They're going to be Uberized, where you can instantly go to their website, get an answer, or you can go get an app such as something like Rocket Lawyer, LegalZoom, Incorporate, whatever it may be, that platform, and get the answers you need pretty quickly. Does that make sense? So these are some really great tools that are being used. I highly recommend you check out Rocket Lawyer. You can use them. I've used them over the years for one-off things, sometimes for non-disclosure agreements as of recently, sometimes, an IOU, and I've used joint venture agreements, stuff like that. I've used Rocket Lawyer over the years. So compare that to if you were to hire a real estate lawyer to get that done on certain contracts, then that's fine. When it comes to anything more, if you're going through a contract to purchase a property, I would highly recommend having a real estate lawyer for that kind of stuff, right? You want them to review your contract, go over everything, make sure it's spot squeaky clean. All right, great. So hope that was helpful to you. Go out there, make it happen in your business. It's only Tuesday. The week is still young. So go out there and make it happen and have a great Tuesday. See you tomorrow.